These are the two MPC One accessories that you need to have. Freebie. Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to Freebeat, where I post new music-related content every single day, so if that sounds good to you, hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell, and be sure to check out my free upcoming live stream concert, Freebeat Live Clash of Fools. It's on Friday, April 2nd at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. It's going to be a ton of fun. Hope to see you there. Let's get started. So I've had my Akai MPC One for a couple of weeks now, and I've already made quite a few videos on it, and thanks to those videos, I've introduced a whole new audience to my channel, both folks who already love the MPC series and folks who are thinking about getting into the MPC series like I just did. And that latter group of people have asked all kinds of awesome questions, and I've done my best to help them find those answers. However, the one question I've gotten more than any is, what accessories do you think are necessary for the Akai MPC One? And that's what we're going to talk about today. So let's power on the MPC. You know, it's funny, I just dusted this screen maybe, I don't know, 2 hours ago, and it's already dusty. Anyway, here we are in our project select screen. So let's hit empty project and just, set up an empty project here. And before I get into my list, of course, I just want to state that this list is my opinion, like all videos here on the channel. So while you may or may not agree with me, in my opinion, these are the two accessories that you absolutely have to have. The MPC One is a pretty complete device, honestly, and there's not a lot of gear out there that makes it better. Of course, you can sequence external things and stuff like that, but I really think you only need these two things. And number one would be an SD card. So this is a Lexar Professional 64 gigabyte Class 10 U3 SD card, and I'm just going to go ahead and insert this right here into the SD card slot. The reason I think an SD card is necessary is because the MPC One only has 4 gigabytes of storage, and that is not a lot. Contrast that to the memory, which it has 2 gigabytes of. In theory, if you had two projects that were completely full, completely used all of the memory, and you stored those in the internal storage, that's 4 gigabytes right there. So you can see 4 gigabytes for storage is not a lot. So if we put our SD card in there, I can go down to Browse, Places. My SD card is named TD17 because it also doubles as the SD card for my electronic drum brain. But you can see I've got some projects right here on the front. I store all of my expansions on there. I've got the Dark Mood Piano, MPC Acoustic Guitar Free Edition, and Orchestral Free Edition. We're going to cover the orchestral stuff in a different video. I've also got some other samples on here. This is stuff that I have exported to take to the electric kit. You can see for the live show, some little previews there, but everything that I store on this device, I instead store to the SD card and keep that internal storage relatively clear. 4 gigabytes is just not enough, and it's very easy to expand with an SD card. I recommend something relatively fast so you can swap your samples around and your expansions and your projects and stuff. You can kind of fly around the interface a little faster. But yeah, SD card is a necessary accessory for the MPC One. They're also pretty cheap. 64 gigs can be found these days for around $15 US, and you can have multiple cards as well. As long as you remember what's on what card, you can swap them out at your will. Just remember, when you want to eject your SD card, hit the eject button and then select yes, eject. Then take your card out. I know a lot of times those warning messages are, kind of a laughing matter, but on the MPC One, I've seen some horror stories of memory cards getting wiped. So yes, please use the eject button when you eject your SD card. All right, for our second necessary accessory, I'm gonna zoom out a little bit here. I'm gonna put my SD card back in, actually. Ignore the audio interface and the foot of the tripod there at the top of the screen, please. All right, gonna move the MPC out of the way here a little bit because the next item is a little bit larger. I think that the second accessory that you absolutely have to have is some sort of MIDI keyboard. This here is the Arturia KeyStep, the original model. Any MIDI keyboard will work just fine. However, I do recommend something that can take MIDI and power over USB, such as the KeyStep here. And the reason I say that is because the MPC actually on the back has a full-size USB port that not only carries MIDI data, but will also provide power to a keyboard such as the Arturia KeyStep. So I plug it in, key step power's on. Let's load up an empty project here. Let's go in and just load a plug-in. How about Tube Synth? And now you can hear that I can control it from the key step with no problem. And this will work with just about any program on here as well. So we can change to a key group type here. So for instance, I can go ahead and pull up like my Model D sample here, load that into this program, and if you've got it set up properly, I'll go back to our Tube Synth plugin. Pitch bend will work as well. And it can also track aftertouch, so if your keyboard supports aftertouch like the key step does, you can use that. Modulation section, your stripper wheel will also work. Yeah, very, very convenient. You can even trigger drums from a MIDI keyboard, so let's go ahead and load that kit. So all your one-shot samples, anything like that. Just like that. And a lot of MIDI keyboards are going to be completely plug and play, which is awesome. I really recommend either the Arturia key step, or if you need a few more keys, the key step 37. Of course, any of the MIDI controllers from Akai, I'm assuming, will also work flawlessly. I've had a lot of success plugging different controllers into this and using it no problem. So the MIDI compatibility of the MPC One is incredible. But yeah, if you're going to record anything melodic, having a MIDI keyboard to help you actually play the notes on proper keys rather than pads is a must-have and is going to save you so much time. True, you could pull up the notes feature here and you could set your scale and notes across your pads here in any combination that you'd like, but wouldn't you rather just have a standard keyboard with everything available right here? I know I would. That's why it made my list. So there you guys have it. There's my list. Do you agree with my selections or disagree? Let me know in a comment down below. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to go ahead and leave a like on it. If not, you can leave a dislike. That's okay too. Doesn't hurt my feelings, just makes me try that much harder next time. Either way, be sure to hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell. Thank you so very much for being here. Thanks for watching. You can probably hear the guy cutting leaves. Or cutting grass, whatever he's doing outside. So I'm gonna wrap this one up. Thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.